Hello students, welcome back to a lecture on light reflection and refraction. This is my third lecture. In this lecture, I am going to cover two topics, that is image formation by spherical mirrors and representation of rays. So image formation by spherical mirrors. We have studied about the image formation by plane mirrors. So I have already explained you how the images will be formed by the plane mirrors, what is its nature and other things, right? So we also know that the nature, position and relative size of the images formed by them. So let me just recall once. So the image formed by the plane mirror is virtual and direct. It is same size that of the object and it is as far as the object from the mirror, right? The image will also have same distance from the mirror and object as of the object, right? So we'll study about the image formation, its nature, size, position in case of a spherical mirror now. Image formation by spherical mirrors. First of all, we will see about concave mirror. So this is a table which shows the all the information about position of the object, position of the image, size of the image and nature of the image. So few terminologies is defined here. So let me first just tell you what and all that, and then we'll study about this table, right? Okay. First of all, real means images which we can catch on the screen. We'll call it as real images. So suppose if the rays will reflect back and we'll keep the screen where the reflected rays are meeting, there we can catch the images on the screen. I think you can see I think film uh, telecasting is there, also broadcast in theaters. So that works on this principle. So real images are formed on the theater screen. Okay, you can think like that. That is one of the example you can think. Okay, virtual images which cannot be caught on the screen. So images which you see in your mirrors, so that cannot be caught on the screen. So that type of images we'll call it as virtual images. Next, what is meant by diminished? Diminished meaning small. Okay, diminished means small. Next, C here is center of curvature. I think in last lecture only I have told you about this. C is center of curvature. F is a principal focus. I have written simply as focus here. P is a pole, that is a midpoint of the aperture of the spherical mirror, and infinity is far away from the mirror. So what is infinity? You can think. Suppose for a mirror which is having a focal length as 10 centimeter, maybe 1 meter or 2 meter will become a infinity, right? So when compared to 10 centimeter, 2 meter is very big, so very large distance. So that is what we can think it as a infinity, right? Infinity does not mean it is very far away from this, and just little far away from whatever the sizes that are comparable with the focal length, center of curvature and all that. If the focal length is 10 centimeter, 2 meter will be infinity or 3 meter will be infinity, like that you can think. Okay. And what is meant by erect means, erect images is upright images, it is not inverted. I think you already know what is inverted image. Inverted images means if the head part looks like a tail part and tail looks like a head part, then we'll call it as inverted image. Okay, you can see this in the concave mirror in the spoon example. I think you have seen, right? So that is what is inverted image, but here the image is erect image. Erect means it is upright, it is not inverted. Let us go and study this table first. Okay, when we keep the object at infinity, so you can see first column is position of the object. Position of the object means where you are keeping the object. So first of all, you are keeping the object at infinity. So infinity meaning it is little far away from the mirror, concave mirror. Okay, then the image will form at focus. Okay, and size of the image will be highly diminished and the nature will be real and inverted. Same way beyond C. So from infinity we are coming towards the mirror. So first point we get is center of curvature, but beyond center of curvature, if you keep the object, then the image will form between F and C. What is F here? F is focus and C is center of curvature. So the image will form between focus and center of curvature, and size is diminished here. So in first case it is highly diminished, means very small. Here it is not highly diminished, but it is diminished. Diminished means little smaller size compared to the object. Here also nature is same, that is real and inverted. So if at all if you keep the third case, let us see. So if at all if you keep the object at C, means at center of curvature, if you place the object, then image will also be formed at C only. So the size of the image, if you think, it will be same size that of the object. Okay, and the nature will be again real and inverted. Next case, if you keep the object between C and F, then the position of the image is beyond C. Now the size is enlarged here. Okay, you remember, now the size is enlarged. It is again real and inverted. Nature is again real and inverted. If you keep the object at focus, then the image will form at infinity. Then the size of the image is highly enlarged and the nature is real and inverted. If you keep between P and F, between pole and the focus, P here is pole and focus, then the image will form behind the mirror, the size will be enlarged and virtual and erect image. So in this case, in the last case, the nature of the image will become virtual and erect. So how to remember this? See here, if you keep the object at infinity, image will be at focus. If you keep the object at focus, then the image will be at infinity. Okay. If you keep the object beyond C, the position of the image is between F and C. If you keep the object between C and F, the image will be beyond C. Okay, like that, it is a just reversal of that. So that way you can remember. When you keep at C, it will be at C only. Okay, so 3 cases you can remember, 5 cases you can remember like that. But last case is a special one, where if you keep the object between pole and focus, then the image will form behind the mirror and enlarged, virtual and erect. Okay, let's go to next slide. So this in case of a convex mirror. Okay, position of the object. So here you have only 2 cases. So one is when object is kept anywhere between P and infinity, between pole and infinity, the image will be formed behind the mirror between the pole and focus, and size of the image is diminished. The nature will be virtual and erect. If you keep the object at infinity, then the image will form at focus behind the mirror. So you remember, for a convex mirror, the focus will be behind the mirror, but for a concave mirror, focus will be in front of the mirror. I think you can recall from my last lecture that the focus for a concave mirror will be in front of it, but for a convex mirror is behind this. That is because of the curvature part, right? I think you remember. Okay, size of the image here is highly diminished. Nature is again virtual and erect. So here we have only 2 cases. Okay, so these tables are written on the basis of experiments. Okay, so based on the experiments only we have written all these tables, that you can actually do it in your school's lab. You can perform this experiment. Okay, we can also check it using ray diagrams. We'll do it in the later part of our lecture. So I'll show you ray diagrams, and I will tell you how to locate the position of the image, size of the image, how to decide about the nature of the image, all that. Okay, as of now you don't take tension. We'll easily understand these tables. You need not remember also too much. Just if you learn the ray diagrams, this part writing these tables will become very easy. Okay, don't worry children, I'll give you the proper idea how to remember this or how to deal with this type of work. Okay, so now representation of rays. So first case, so here I have shown both concave mirror as well as convex mirror, because the same thing will be followed by both the mirrors, whether it is concave mirror or convex mirror. Okay, ray passing parallel to the principal axis will reflect back and passes through the focus as shown in figure. Suppose if you observe in the diagram, the ray is coming, you can see the arrow mark there, the ray is coming parallel to the principal axis. What is meant by principal axis? A line passing through center of curvature, focus and pole. So the midline, whatever it is meeting at a pole, that is called as principal axis. The above line is parallel line. You can observe the parallel lines. That parallel line is a ray of light coming and it is reflecting and passing through the focus. Okay, even in the second diagram also same thing, but here you can observe that a ray passing parallel to the principal axis will reflect back in such a way that if we extend it back, it will meet at a point called focus. You can observe one more dotted line here through C, that is actually called as normal. So normal because it is forming a 90-degree angle at the point of joining. Okay, from C to wherever it is joining, there it is forming a 90-degree. So all the radius of the circles will actually form 90-degree with the circumference. I think you know this concept from your maths knowledge. So that is what. Okay, so same thing will follow even in case of a concave mirror, okay, and convex mirror. Let us go to next case. So case 2. So in this case, the ray is coming and passing through the focus, so it will reflect back parallel to the principal axis. A ray passing through a focus will reflect and pass parallel to the principal axis as shown in figure A. That is for a concave mirror. For a convex mirror also it is same. A ray passing, see, you don't confuse with the previous diagram and this diagram. It is just arrow marks are changed. Okay, now the ray is coming and directly it is looking like as if it is coming and approaching the focus, but reflects back and goes parallel to the principal axis. Okay, so a ray appear to pass through focus will reflect and pass parallel to the principal axis as shown in figure B. Next, case 3. In case 3, the ray is passing through the center of curvature. Through the center of curvature means the angle of incidence and angle of reflection is same. So that is 0 actually, 0 degree. So ray will just retrace its path after reflection. So it just comes through and passes through the center of curvature and just retraces its path. Okay, a ray passing through a center of curvature will reflect back and traces the same path as shown in figure A. Similarly, in case of convex mirror, ray appear to pass through the center of curvature will reflect back and retrace its path. Okay. Case 4. So case 4 is if the ray is coming and striking to P, that is trying to pass through the pole, then it reflect backs, but it forms an equal angle of incidence and reflection with respect to normal. Normal here is nothing but again, it is nothing but the line passing on the principal axis. That is because center of curvature is there only on that point only, right? So the line drawn, if you draw a line from center of curvature to pole, so that will again coincide with the principal axis, right? So ray which passes through a pole will reflect back, making same angle of reflection. Okay. The ray which appears to, so in second case, in convex mirror case, ray which appear to pass through pole will reflect back, making same angle of reflection. Yeah, students, here in this slide I have made few animations so that you will understand how the ray passes. So here I have taken concave mirror. So I have marked the center of curvature, that is C point, focus, that is F, and P is pole. So same thing will follow in case of convex mirror also. I think you can make it yourself. Okay. Let us see first case. Any ray which passes parallel to the principal axis will pass through focus. Okay, this is the first case. Second case, any ray which passes through the focus will pass parallel to the principal axis. Okay, so any ray passes parallel will pass through focus. Any ray which passes through the focus will pass parallel to the principal axis. Okay, you can remember that way. If it passes parallel, then it will pass through focus. If it passes through the focus, it will pass parallel to the principal axis. Next, if you take the ray passing through the center of curvature, it will just retrace its path. Okay, it just comes, hits the reflecting surface, reflects back and retrace its path. Okay. Next, one more case is the ray passing through the pole. So if at all if a ray is coming and passing through the pole, it will make equal angle at the point of incidence and reflects back in such a way as shown in this animation. Okay, so here P is called pole. Remember that in all the above cases, the law of reflection are followed. At the point of incidence, the incident ray and reflected ray in such a way that the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. So wherever you go, if you take the point C, there the angle of incidence is equal to 0 and the angle of reflection is also 0. Same way, in case of a pole, the equal angle will be made. Okay, so all such things you can observe yourself. We'll study about the image formation by spherical mirrors in our next lecture. That's it for today. Hope you guys understood all the concepts. Thank you.